Welcome to the show, folks. If you don't know me yet, my name is Mike Asherbranner, professionally known as the Redneck Connector and proud and humble leader of the Hounds of Business community. And you are tuning in to Mike King Biz Radio on ESPN RVA 106.1 FM. Folks, I always say because it's always true, but tonight, Matt, or today, we have a show. I am so excited all across the other side of the world, folks. This conversation is about strength that goes deeper than muscle and discipline that starts on the inside. My guest today, Diana Kay, can't pronounce her name, former amateur boxing champion in Georgia, the country, all right, mindset coach and creator of who helps high performers build internal foundations that drives real and lasting results. She's not just training bodies or building content. She's helping people master the inner game that fuels confidence, resilience, and impact. So if you're an athlete, entrepreneur, high performer, whatever, leader, all right, you know you're capable of more. This conversation is for you, folks. Let's get into it. No further ado.
Looks like your business might be in a bit of a pickle. Don't you worry about a thing. You ain't alone in this. You're just a success story waiting to happen. Trust me on that. Every bump in the road is just an opportunity wearing a clever disguise. Welcome to the Hounds of Business community, where we don't just sit around twiddling our thumbs. Nope. We turn those obstacles into mighty fine stepping stones. This here's a place where high-level entrepreneurs and sharp professionals gather to grow their businesses and mindsets, kind of like how a good old gumbo needs the right ingredients to be something special. Ideas thrive here, and collaborations, well, they're as natural as sweet tea on a hot day. Success, it's a journey, and we're fixing to walk that road right beside you. Now, don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn for all the latest tips and insights. We're talking about the kind of wisdom that'll keep you ahead of the game. And while you're at it, head on over to our YouTube channel. We've got ourselves a treasure trove of videos, from expert interviews to webinars, everything you need to stay sharp in this fast-moving world of business. The Hounds of Business community? Well, we ain't just a network, we're a movement. So why not come on and be part of something bigger? Join us today and let's turn your business journey into a real Southern success story. Together, we'll achieve greatness, just like crawfish and singing on a Friday night.
All right, folks. I can't believe I didn't ask Diana before if she knows anything about crawfish and singing on a Friday night, but she's international. So let's bring her on up. Round of applause. Diana, tell everybody your last name because I'm not even going to try it.
Hi, Mike, and hi, everyone. My last name is Kvinikadze. It's a Georgian surname. And I know it sounds a little bit odd, but it's not that hard. If you know how to spell kamikadze, it's just kind of a little bit different, but very close. It's Kvinikadze. Kamikadze, Kvinikadze. That's it.
Okay, it shouldn't be hard, but you're talking to a guy who can't say Mike and Sam half the time. So I have other good qualities. But hey, welcome to the show. And real quick, y'all, I want y'all to understand how I found her. Because I was sitting up, I couldn't sleep. It was probably 2 a.m. Sunday morning. And I was scrolling through YouTube, which is, that's YouTube got me wrong. YouTube algorithm must have someone else, right? So I'm scrolling through just crazy nonsense. And then I stumble upon this channel, right? This lady's talking and she sounds like us, right? She's talking about winning and hardships and being open. And, there's not a lot of performative weirdo nonsense. There's no like clickbait going on. And I was like, wow, only took 10,000 scrolls to find this, And so long story short, we struck up a conversation, show support, the Hounds principles, folks, right? And it took a little while, but now Diana, I'm so happy and proud to say, is in the Hounds of Business. And, she has big goals and dreams. And it's nothing like, of course, everybody wants to work with Oprah, right? And the big dogs. But, y'all know me already. I love to be the Gail to future Oprahs. And Diana absolutely has everything there. So we're going to open up about, she's young, right? How old are you, Diana? Tell the folks, because when you start talking, they're going to think you're like 57, as much knowledge as you have.
I'm 25 years old. So basically, I have big dreams and goals. But my biggest dream is just live a real life, a true life, make some changes and make an impact. Help other people to improve their lives just by setting example, being myself, helping on specific matters, and More importantly, as I like to call it, create a chain of reaction, a positive reaction where it's not only me helping others, they also grow and they continue doing that to other people. So it creates that positive feedback loop. So
Well, I was going to ask you who you really are at this stage of your life, but you pretty much told us. You're just somebody who wants to enjoy life and empower others, right? To do and be their best self, right? You've
and I'm
learned a
also a
lot.
curious person. I do some boxing, painting, music, like singing. I have a lot of hobbies.
I didn't even know you were a painter. So I saw the YouTube notification and you were painting. I'm like, what do you not do? So I sent it to Claudia because I didn't know you didn't paint. So you're like the Renaissance woman. That's what it is. So let's dive into a little bit. I'm just going to skip through it. Former amateur boxing champion. Now you're a coach, right? And a content creator, right? You just started chatting, it seems like, and I'll let you explain it on YouTube. And, people resonated. So most people see the highlights, Diana. But what's the part of your story that people usually don't see, right? What do they not know or see, or what's the real you? Just tell us a little bit about you.
Well, like I think a lot of people will relate to that. Certain insecurities that today, after going through the journey, it's way better. I'm way better. I'm actually quite maybe at my most confident stage, but that didn't came by itself. So before I wouldn't even start YouTube. I wouldn't dare to do that. I wouldn't start live streaming because like English is my third language, and how I would communicate with people. I'm not that good at English. A lot of objection coming in. In my case, I'm lucky that I have a very good husband by my side. Chris, shout out to you. Well,
Hey,
he
Chris.
was just he stood into a little bit of the role of the manager and motivator. He saw this potential. Like you've been telling me when you were scrolling, you met my content and you were like, you saw something. Well, he saw it before there was anything. It's just the raw material. So he definitely helped to materialize all of it. But definitely, I'm more of the executioner too. But it's definitely comes with his help. However, like I think it's relatable to other people because everyone has different journeys. Some people don't have right people by their side at the bottom
Yeah.
point. Some people do have, but they don't listen to them sometimes still. But the point is the insecurities. That's what people don't see. Because usually I'm very chill, very calm. I'm at the good time. Even if I'm not feeling 100%, I'm still confident about what I'm preaching, what I'm talking on my live streams. I'm confident in my content. I'm confident in my training, in the stages that I'm showing, right, step by step. But I'm also a human being, and I think another thing, how I acquired that confidence is through just acknowledging that I'm a real person, that I have those insecurities. That it's more like a range. It's preferable to
Yeah.
keep it at zero, like neutral, but sometimes you might have a little bit of anxiety, you might be a little bit insecure, fine, but it's about how you deal with those emotions. It's
Yeah.
basically like Mike Tyson. He was at some point he was unstoppable at his prime, and that's Cus D'Amato's philosophy. They were working with a lot with the fear and that mandrage before stepping on the ring and facing the opponent. And Tyson was like, yeah, like I'm still scared. Everyone's scared. It's about how you choose to direct it.
Well, you touched on something that the Hounds, I mean, absolutely was created on, even on accident, which is self awareness, right? Trying to figure out who understand yourself, be your best self, and then support. I mean, it is a rough world out there, and you have to take charge, and you can't rely on other people to do it for you, but you have to be willing to go out there and do it. And with Tyson, I was talking to somebody today. His trainer and talking about that, they did hypnotherapy on him. Like they worked on his mind as much as they worked on his skill set, and that makes sense. So, on that note, was there a moment, because you hit the nail on the head, Was there a moment inside or outside of the ring where you realized that discipline alone wasn't enough, that a mindset had to lead?
Well, it's quite a complex topic. Discipline is definitely one of the bricks of that foundation of performance, of efficiency. But discipline is basically the consequence of the habits. And that's one of the things I'm working as a personal coach, the habit building, those basic things that everyone knows. Everyone knows that those are good, that those work, but somehow they struggle to implement because like this is how it works. So when it comes to you said willpower, right? Like willingness, something like outside. Sometimes you just well, there's gonna be like this is how I look at it. There's gonna be times where you're more into a flow state. You're more wired, you wake up and you had a good night's sleep, everything is perfect. There's gonna be those days too, and well, you gotta take an advantage of those. So that, let me tell you that. But those days gonna be fewer. Maybe there was one Olympian actually talking about it. I forgot her name, but she was saying her coach's lesson he taught her. It's split in one third. It's gonna be one third great, one third like good, okay, and one third is gonna be bad. But whatever it is, and whatever you identify it to be, your state, the way you feel today, or executing specific task, just remember, try to do your best, depending how much you can take out of yourself, depending where you are. If it's bad day, if 30% is your maximum, try to do that 30%. And that means maybe just don't doom scroll too much, and maybe actually have a good restorative type of rest, and very simple things, right? Being like hyper productive and that you got to do everything all the time, that is also a false approach when it comes to efficiency and training too. Like training, you want to be efficient, people neglect recovery and rest,
Right.
actually. So
well, and that's so, folks. If she's in Vietnam right now, so the internet's a little spotty. Thank you for hanging in there, but we're going to get through it. It's worth it. And thank you for sharing that, because this is what impressed me on what you just said. A lot of folks look strong on the outside, right? And sometimes they keep it up, right? It might come with the trade, right? If you're a fighter, you don't want to be vulnerable, but you really talk about fighting the inner battles, like you were just talking about. And that's what resonated with me. You're just open book. You're not trying to, you know, uh, elevate and look tough all the time. And you're also not whining all the time. You're very well balanced. And I think that may be why people relate to you in what you do. So folks, real quick, I want everybody to go to YouTube at Redhead Diaries. So Redhead Diaries. All right. So if you need help, go to my channel and then you'll make sure you get the right Redhead Diaries. There's a couple of them, but you're looking for Diana K, because I still ain't going to try her name. And you'll see her. She's got great content, short videos, a mix of things. And I just really enjoy it. It's not, even if you don't like boxing, you're still going to enjoy being around the conversation. She does amazing live streams. Folks are coming in and all over the world, and they're having conversations. And usually they want to tap into this, right? They feel like they lack something, right? And that's the greatest thing. Me and you have that in common, Diana, where we just put it out there. It helps us, right, to know that we're not alone, but it also helps the people who show up, because, we think we're the only ones that have issues, or we're the only ones that struggle, or we're ashamed. And when they see you and I talking, they realize it's not just me. We're not alone. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, it is. We all share certain patterns, certain habits, certain cultural backgrounds. There is, I'll bring in Carl Jung, the collective subconscious, or collective unconscious, sorry. And one of the ideas was that different cultures, and we are actually from different culture. Like
Hmm.
English, your first is, as you like to say, hillbilly, and second is English. For me,
Hmm.
first is Georgian, then Russian, then English, right? We're from different parts of the globe, but we still share those common patterns, right? So I absolutely believe that we can all relate, and this is the key how we can help each other. Not only me helping others, that's just I chose it as my one of my goals in life, but I do believe that everyone can do that, whether with trying or not trying it consciously.
Yeah, and a lot of folks can say this, but you live it, right? And that's where the authority comes from, right? The credibility comes from. You don't become a champion boxer without practicing what you preach, right? And that's what caught me. So real quick, folks. Oh, and by the way, uh, English is your third language. It's my second. My first is American Hillbilly, as you just said. And I think we're on the same par. I think our English is really good. And so yeah, and my friend Claudia, shout out to you. Her English is also better than mine, and it's not her first language. So, real quick, we want to give a shout out to the one and only Mike King Biz Radio. Holy cow, man. Thank you for the opportunity to push up amazing folks like this and to spread a message that will inspire others. That's what this is all about. Look, even Diana's waving at you, Mike King. They love him. They put him on the Jumbotron there in the ball games. Well deserved. So, folks, if you're trying to be somebody, be your best self. Do something special. Build a business legacy. Doesn't matter. No strays out there. Okay. It's hard. And you need the people, resource support to get it done. And that's what we're here for. Hounds of Business. Find me on YouTube, Hounds of Business channel. You can find me on LinkedIn, Mike Asherbranner or Redneck One, or you can send an old school carrier pigeon. Don't send it this week with the snow coming. But yeah, we'll take that. And we are here. If you're just tuning in with Diana, I know it's a shame. Diana Kay, she is from the country of Georgia. She's a boxing champion. She's got plans, and I want to dive into that because you're just starting. You're 25, you're already accomplished, and you're just hitting the gate, y'all. So let's get into that a little bitty bit. You coach people virtually and lead master classes, right? So you coach on boxing. And so what makes group energy such a powerful accelerator for growth? What do you do in your coaching, and why do you do groups?
Well, you mentioned groups. I actually haven't done groups in quite some time. I'm mostly focusing on one-on-one work because it's just more focused on the person.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, well, before I continue, yeah, definitely connect with Mike. He's a real one. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, thank you. I
Yeah,
try.
and yeah, you just being yourself. You're trying well, right?
Right. Well, tell us about the individual coach. So you get what do you have, and then what do you enjoy, and what kind of transformations do you see in the folks you coach? Because I know it has to be more than just technical boxing skill.
Yeah. When it comes to boxing, boxing was part of the directions that I've been coaching, and that started from offline coaching. I became certified personal trainer, not only in boxing but fitness and like classic fitness. Then I delved more into the pain relief and the trauma prevention. Then more into the dietary side of it and managing the calorie intake, then and nutrition. Then further, that's already together with my husband because he's has shares the same interests and passions. It's more about sleep and a little bit of the hormonal influence on the person's body. So then it just escalates. So it's like, and I'm talking about years of experience. I'm talking about approximately 8 to 10 years total now.
Hmm.
10 years in the sport when I started combat sports, but 7 years is approximately my learning and working process with people, mostly one-on-one. 5 years ago, it turned into online during the COVID period. And then when you work online with people, you gotta adjust, right? So
Yeah.
not everyone has the to the gym, or they want to carry camera in the gym.
Right.
Some people like, so I just started, I became more flexible and understanding of what are people's needs. But all of that is still training. When it comes to approaching it more holistically, apart, I would do training with people, and I have still quite a few long-term clients that like I worked with them on everything, a little bit of psychology, 100% habit building, working through certain rejections, and the new ones come up or some old ones come back.
Right.
So it's like, it's just they enjoy working with me long term, which I really appreciate. And I like working long term. I don't mind that at all. So very recently I decided essentially to put it into a little system for also somebody new. So when people come into my LinkedIn, or if they would address me directly via email, well, first thing I would tell them that my course that I created, which is around 3 months, it's 90-day course, and it's 3 days per week. And each day, let's say it's each Monday, each Wednesday, each Friday, is dedicated to separate things. So every Monday, for example, it's going to be focused on the habit building. So we're going to have a conversation, and we're going to start creating a personalized system, right? What works, and gradually every Monday it's going to be progressive, right? Specifically focusing on habit. Second day is a muscular strength, and that's going to be a training side of it, and that's going to require gym. Doesn't matter if it's a home gym, doesn't have to be very like posh and with all of the equipment, but muscular strength is something that is being completely neglected, and I find that a lot of people don't have a knowledge of. Yeah, people know how to do movement, some body weight training. It's became like HIIT training. There are a lot of things that became popular over the last decade, but the basis of the strength training, more leaning towards the strengths direction, but not many people are aware of that. And I'll let me tell you, strength is actually the most comfortable schedule wise, at least, to train, because in reality the principle is you do less than 5 repetitions, you go heavier, but obviously you learn technique first, you go progressive, you can do more stationary machine, which is safer for, especially for someone who just wants some personal goals. Obviously there are also more compound movements which are getting introduced to a person, but the point is, and you rest long. So a lot of folks who work remotely and have businesses like you do,
Yeah.
and they don't really leave apartment that much, they move around their apartment a little bit. Well, there, what I would do with for a person like that, I would tell them, okay, now we're gonna make some changes around your place. Since you're not living, that's perfect. We need that. We need you to be in a one place for prolonged periods of time, where you have that specific equipment, like pull-up bar. There's nothing, it doesn't cost much to just put the pull-up bar on the wall. Then some certain weights, and there's some equipment needs to be acquired. But that's also, it's not only for me while working with me. If you're a person who works online remotely and you have a sedentary time, you want to build up your little personalized gym. It can be a little corner, but
Speaking to
you
me.
gotta do that. Yeah, exactly, you gotta do that. So, and then again, every Wednesday is dedicated to that. Every day it's gonna get, you get introduced to new movement patterns, disciplines, and obviously train under my supervision, but you also learn. So by the time that 90 days are gone, you have the blueprint. You can follow it your entire life, just simply, and you can build, preserve, and preserve your strengths, which is one of the most fading assets if you don't train and maintain. However, if you train and maintain it, it's the last living asset that you have. So,
but you're holistic. This is what I love about it. You're holistic, and you meet people where they are, and you account for the mindset, some of the things they're struggling with. It's a holistic, and no, most courses, or when you think boxing coaching, is not comprehensive, and you know how to speak with and for people, and that's huge. So before we go out, because we only got a few minutes, folks have to know. I know they're dying to know this, Diana. You're exploring for next chapter. You're always doing that. That's why you're a winner, right? You're always looking for what's next and explore. You do so many things. It's mind blowing, right? You karaoke, you do boxing, coaching. Folks, go to her channel. I gotta say it again. You got to go to YouTube, right? Redhead Diaries, right? Redhead Diaries. Plug in, ring the bell, go to the live stream. You won't be sorry. Okay. So let me ask you this real quick. What does success look like for you now compared to what it used to look like in your early journey when you first started off?
Before it was chasing something not exactly clear. You know what I mean? Like it's like having that dream and sort of goal to become big, to achieve something, to make enough money, you know, just vaguely. And just try and just moving around and not having exact idea what to do, but just doing things. But then at times, you know, if you don't have a clear direction, you know how it happens. You can just get stuck too much into one spot at times. Now it's just also that hunger when it comes, like, not even hunger, desperation. Maybe before it was desperation. Now, because I already feel myself successful, I already do. There's always more success, which is good, you know. Until I'm on this planet or Earth, and until I'm alive, I'm probably gonna just keep growing and keep redefining the meaning of success for myself. But I already feel accomplished, successful. I succeeded in my personal relationships. That's the most important thing. I'm succeeding into my endeavors, like boxing. You know, I'm getting better at it. Art. I got back to painting. You should check that one out. It's also getting better. I created the course, which is, you know, multi-directional. And I forgot to mention that it also targets psychology, because, well, we all have rejections and objections. So the third day is dedicated to going through the week, basically, previous days and whatever person been through, and we just work on that. That is also success to me, because that's the level up in my career, the way I work with people, right?
It sounds to me, forgive me if I'm wrong, but it sounds to me like already at 25, you're going from surviving and trying to figure it out to thriving, right? You're like, okay, I got a baseline. Now what? Like, now sky's the limit, right? The world's my oyster. And that's what you're going to see, folks, when you go to her YouTube channel. Yeah. Real quick, because I've only got 1 minute for the kick us off the air.
Yeah.
I want to make sure.
Okay, I'll just say one thing. And also, well, follow me on my YouTube channel if you want to see my journey, because I talked a lot, but I forgot to mention that I have practical goals. Like, I want to do some of my first professional boxing fights this year, which I'm going to broadcast on my channel, and everything else. I'm going to show a lot of interesting stuff that's going to come up this year. So stay tuned and hop around.
Yes, and hey, we're excited to be a part of that. Like, we absolutely have the same goal, right? Amplify our message, go out there on media, and attract more people that want to do great things. That's what we have in common. So in the last 30 seconds or so, if someone listening right now is thinking, I know I'm capable of more, but I don't know where to start. We'll start at Diana's channel at Redhead Diaries on YouTube, but then what would you tell them?
Just start. Just start.
Absolutely.
Do it. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. It's simple.
Did you say boom boom?
Boom boom.
That's my favorite part of you teach the drills, and you hit the bag and you'll say boom boom. Like, I don't know, I'm a weirdo, but Diana, we'll have you back. We'll have you on the HOB Live, where we can sit back and go on for 16 hours with the radio. You know, it's radio. So folks, go connect with Diana. She's also, thanks to me and the Hound, she's also on LinkedIn. So help build that channel at LinkedIn. You can find her on her channel. Definitely go there. I'll be there most of the time. It's Redhead Diaries on YouTube, folks. This is an up-and-comer. You're going to have a great time. Plug into her organic community. And also want to see more. We're grateful to have her in the house. Diana, you are a champion, so supportive, so amazing. It's an honor to be a small part of your journey, my friend. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Likewise, Mike.
Absolutely. Well, folks, hey, next week we got, I don't remember who we have because we'll have Baz Porter maybe next week, high-level coach. Don't miss that, folks. He won't even send you an invoice for the info he's going to drop. Woo! Yeah, it's hard to find that info for free. So we'll hook you all up. Wave it to everybody, Dinah. We'll see you on the next one. Have a good day, y'all.
Yeah, bye-bye. Have a good day.
Thank y'all for stopping by. Be sure to follow, share, and like, and send me a message if you had fun today. Y'all come back now.